Hades says, how about the person who doesn't give you the same energy? Like you give so much, but he does not return the same love you really deserve. Well, you need to question whether you actually want to be with somebody like that. Like a lot of people are like, oh, manipulate him or say these magic things or, push him this way or push him that way. You need to decide, right? Because especially if this has been going on for a while, if you've been dating each other for a while and you're putting a whole bunch of energy and effort and stuff into a relationship, do you want to be with somebody who's not going to invest and put a lot into the relationship? Some women, yeah, they do want that. And it's okay with them because of the guy that they're with and they don't want to lose the guy. But what you have to question is whether being with the guy is more important or having the relationship that you want is more important, because you're not going to force this man to be the man that you want him to be, right? There are certain things you can influence him, you can encourage him, you can, give him a direction that you want him to go into. But at the end of the day, he's either committed to you in the relationship, he's either in it or he's not. And you have to decide, if he's not really in it, whether that's a guy that you want to be with and whether that's something that you want to be in. Now, if you've already invested a lot, which it sounds like that's what the case is, then one of the things that you have to think about is your emotions, right? Because the more you invest in something, the more you start getting attached to it, the more that you start allowing yourself to fall in love with it, the more you feel like you don't want to let it go. And so if you're in that situation with this guy, you might not be thinking very clearly about what it is that you actually want. And you might start acting up because you want him to act differently, but he's not behaving the right way. And you need to look at this long term, because this is a pattern that he's in. And you need to communicate, make sure that you communicate what it is that you want very clearly, because a lot of times women, and I totally get this is a very common thing. Women think, I don't want to have to teach a man how to treat me. But here's the thing, right? And I totally get that. I totally understand that. However, every woman that a man has ever been with before you has completely different expectations and desires for how they want to be treated and what they'll tolerate from a man than you do. Every single one of them, guaranteed. And so to a certain extent, you're going to have to teach a man. You're going to have to show him what it is that you want. You're going to have to communicate to him that you have certain standards, that you have certain desires, that certain things make you feel loved. Because he might have been with a woman before who loved to get presents, who loved to go shopping. But what you want is you want to have a guy who, just spends a lot of quality time with you and looks you in the eyes and tells you how amazing and beautiful and wonderful you are. And so he thinks, because he has this prior reference, that that's what you want. But you think, no, this is the thing that I want. And so it's very important that you communicate with him what it is that you want, because guys aren't mind readers. And every woman that he's ever dated has always been different. He's probably had different role models in his life of, relationships and how they function and what, they want in that. He might not make the relationship a priority right now. I mean, there could be all kinds of things. And so you want to communicate what it is that you want, and you want to connect with him in a way that's fulfilling his needs and making him feel amazing, assuming that you're already in a relationship, which you may be or may not. However, here's what you want to do. You want to put a date on it, right? So let's just say it's 3 months into the future from now, Haiti, and you say, okay, I'm going to give my all to this relationship and connect with him and love him and connect with his needs and fulfill his needs in the right way, right? Which most women are giving too much to a man, and they're doing things that men don't want them to do. Men usually require just a few little things, but it's those specific things that they need. And so you need to find out what those things are for him and connect with him in that way and give it all towards those specific things. And then make sure you're communicating what it is that you want. And then let's say 3 months down the road, you have a limit where you're like, if he's not changing, if things aren't changing, if he's not going to give to this relationship, that's when I'm going to pull out and decide that this isn't for me anymore. And once that date comes, then you can communicate with him, or up to that date, you can communicate with him and just let him know that this is what you're doing. That way he's not surprised. And most guys will tell you what's going on with them. They'll say, hey, I can't give you what it is that you want. Or they'll say, you know what, I'm going to do my best because I don't want to lose you. And so I'm going to give everything to the relationship. And then you have to see whether his words are backed up by action or not. And so that's kind of the situation that you're in, Haiti. And that's what you want to do to find out and, create what it is that you want and see if he's going to create what it is that you want or not. I hope that helps you.